time of the year. Christmas. So we have to watch a cowboy Christmas classic, Kid Blue, 1973.
Is it the
It's also-
greatest Christmas Western ever made?
Might be
No.
the greatest Thanksgiving Western.
Yeah. I'm trying to think about any Thanksgiving westerns. So yeah.
What is Warren Oates' job in this movie? He sticks Confederate flags on ceramic Santas.
Oh, that's Dennis Hopper. Oh yeah, that's his job. And then Dennis Hopper takes them and hands them to two other people who put them in boxes. But Dennis Hopper has many jobs in this movie.
This is a real jobs are for suckers type movie.
He alternates between Confederate flags and American flags, I thought.
Right. He's like the wayfarer from Josie Wales, right? He like sings the Confederate song going one way and then the Union the other.
Yeah.
So are we to believe this movie takes place in like early 1860s?
Really? I got like early 20th century.
Because there's because there's an airplane.
No, it's not supposed to be the 1860s. I think that's just I think that's just supposed to be humorous, I guess.
Oh, good business. Good business.
Yeah,
sense.
I guess so.
Well, this movie, I mean, this is an obscure movie. Not a lot of people have seen it. It played for 4 days in New York City before it was canceled. So no one saw it. But, guys, this movie's cool and all, but it's pretty woke. I mean, this movie has some good messages about tolerance and how, the man keeps us down, right, guys? The man, Ben Johnson.
Yeah. I agree.
The sheriff, man, and the boss. Oh, the bosses in this movie aren't cool. Why can't they let a guy be?
I love Ben Johnson in this movie. He's so fucking good. He's such an asshole. It's terrific.
There's some great assholes in this movie. Another really great asshole character in this movie, and one of our great asshole actors, Jack Starrett from First Blood, is in this movie. He's the guy who gets a haircut, and Kid Blue polishes his shoes completely wrong, covers them every inch of them with black shoe polish.
Yeah.
He had it coming to get kicked in the chest.
I was like, who is this guy? I recognize this voice. But he has a beard. He doesn't look like how he does in First Blood.
Who was he in First Blood?
He's the mean sheriff who gets his head, who's the sniper and then falls and dies.
The one who dies. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. He's like one of the best parts of the movie. And I was really mad in the First Blood audio commentary. Stallone can't even remember his name or say his name, or he can't really say anything good about anyone besides Dennehy. He just kind of is like, no one knew what they're doing making this movie but me. But, that's another film. But yeah, Jack Starrett's in this. Howard Hessman's in this movie on IMDb and in the credits? I didn't see him.
What? Really?
Confectionery Man?
I didn't see Howard Hessman, or if at least I didn't recognize him. That's for sure.
I was like, maybe he got cut. That happens. Because a woman has a Werther's Original box. It's chocolate, right? Like maybe he sold it.
So the confectionery scene got cut out.
This is,
That's good, because somebody just talked about Dolph Lundgren being in that Coen Brothers movie, and I was like, what? I was looking for him. I had an eye open. That's literally the only reason I went to see that fucking movie. And there's no Dolph Lundgren in that movie. I swear to Christ.
He's in the shadows.
He's just in the background. Yeah, he doesn't have any lines.
Which movie?
What was it? The Coen Brothers Hollywood movie from a few years ago, Hail Caesar.
Oh, Hail Caesar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, look, apparently the shooting of Kid Blue was kind of a mess, and people were on drugs the entire time, and they would take acid and they would shoot guns and go crazy.
Yeah, I almost forgot to make a movie, from what I can gather.
What? The plot? This movie is rock solid.
That's not a criticism. That is not a criticism.
This movie, it's a little. Look, we gotta share it with the people because no one's seen it. Okay, it's too good. The secret's out now. I saw this in New Beverly because Tarantino, of course, loves it. This is his like favorite kind of, obscure movie to play.
It was
Dave
produced by Marvin
Mav.
Schwartz, which is Al Pacino's character name in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He's just a huge Marvin Schwartz fan. I can't imagine he's a James Frowley fan.
Yeah, it's Schwarz in the movie, so it's up, it's not quite Marvin Schwartz, but apparently he was so traumatized by the making of this film that he went and like joined a monastery
In
or,
India,
or
yeah.
something.
He doesn't have
Yes.
many movies after this one. I noticed that.
Yeah.
David, why did you watch this movie? Just because it's a Western? Just digging through. Was there like,
Um, yeah. Because it's a Western and it has Ben Johnson and it has Warren Oates. And so
yeah, Warren, they're really good in it. I mean, they're good in everything. Now, this movie was made in 1971. And 1971 is the like ultimate new Hollywood year for movies. It's like there was Bonnie and Clyde and Easy Rider, and then 1971 is when they started making all the wannabe Easy Riders, all the wannabe The Graduates, just these like they were throwing money at all the young people, and they're like, please make another hit, make something cool, make something that'll be popular. And this movie was like a disaster for many reasons, but there was like a executive change at Fox, so it was shot in 71 and didn't come out till 73. And the new leadership was like, this is junk, like just dump it, basically. So it kind of got lost in that frenzy.
That's funny because I thought it's so cool that Ben Johnson like wins an Oscar and then he keeps doing movies like this. So I guess he probably shot this movie before Last Picture Show, more likely than not.
Yes, and it's like Dennis Hopper, I guess, shot this before last movie.
Oh, okay.
So this
well,
isn't. I mean, that's what
Warren
I
Oates,
think.
Warren Oates tells a story about being on this film, and John Wayne was, I mean, it was basically a set, that area, like the Western sets are basically his company built them. And so he would shoot a bunch of movies in Durango, Mexico. So he wasn't like quite scouting, but he was just there looking at locations.
Yeah,
And
apparently
so
over a hundred movies were shot at this same little western town.
yeah, and so he starts talking to Ben Johnson about the Last Picture Show, and he's like, "Yeah, I saw that movie you were in," and he's like, "Yeah, it's pretty popular." And then John Wayne's like, "It's a pretty dirty movie, though." And Ben Johnson's like, "Yeah," because he didn't want to do the movie because of the swearing, and so he was actually convinced to do it by John Ford. He was like, do you want to hold John Wayne's horse for the rest of your life or something like that?
Yeah. And
Um,
also, Bogdanovich loved John Ford. I'm sure he had been talking to him.
yeah, oh yeah, that's why Ford had convinced him to do it. But anyway, uh so he's kind of like chiding Ben Johnson for being in such a dirty movie, and Ben Johnson's sort of like apologetic. Yeah, I didn't like that. And then Warno said then they both start cursing about how they're like they start cursing about how they have to do all these damn fucking movies with curse words. So and Ben Johnson is what like he was one of the reasons that the Wild Bunch initially got an X, because in that scene when he's in the wine vat with the Mexican prostitutes with Warren Oates, he improvised, I think, the line like, looky here, a nipple as big as my thumb or something. And if you watch the movie, that part, like the audio's gone from his dialogue, but you could see him saying it because it was going to get an X. So it's very funny because Ben Johnson could be in movies like that, but then it's very, puritanical. And supposedly he was like talking to like Lee Purcell, and I guess they known each other. They rodeoed with each other at some point.
Mm.
And so some guy like just kind of lightly swore, nothing like too vulgar. But Ben Johnson like just grabbed him by the neck. He had a no swearing policy while everyone is just on acid and cocaine and everything else and falling out of two-story windows and everything. And then I know that Ben Johnson also had his wife and his mother there on set apparently. And after his wife saw the Wild Bunch, she said he wasn't allowed to go to Mexico with Peckinpah anymore by himself. So I don't know if that was just whenever he was going to go to Mexico, he had to now take his wife with him. But anyway, they were shooting the scene where um, Janice Rule comes in, Kid Blue's former girlfriend.
Yeah, his
He's like a prostitute or whatever.
actress, quote
Yes.
unquote. But she's definitely a prostitute. You see guys coming out of her room.
Yeah, but so when she first like gets introduced, she had just improvised all this like swearing in the scene, and Ben Johnson was like just started shouting, "Don't be using that kind of language in front of my mother" and everything, and we walked off the set and wouldn't come back on the set. So it's just funny that he's trying to impose a no swearing rule when everyone else is just losing their mind. Warren Oates is making like toast with magic mushrooms and LSD and crushed up dexedrine. So just everyone's just out of their minds, and Ben Johnson's he's enforcing the no swearing policy.
Yeah, I
Wasn't
mean,
feeding Johnson that toast with the shrooms on him?
No, oh no.
yeah,
No.
this movie is like it's a lot like MASH. That's like the thing I kept thinking of. It's like because I could, or they're trying to market it like MASH. Like it has this like National Lampoon feel. It has this like slobs versus snobs kind of feel, but it's a Western. But that still doesn't really capture how it feels. Like on the poster, there's a gun with legs, like sexy legs, kind of like MASH.
Hmm.
Like this is a thing
Oh
they
yeah.
would do in these like new comedies. Like they would make like they would do the MASH legs on everything. Um, or they would do like the more Drucker kind of cover, like the illustrated cover. But this movie, like, it has this anarchic spirit, but it's kind of ultimately it is kind of tame and kind of nice. Like all this drug use and everything is not really in the movie. Like the movie is not that crazy. It's not like a Peckinpah movie.
Yeah, there's not a Hot Lips Houlihan who's getting like sexually assaulted in this movie or anything. I'd say the two female leads are pretty progressive, pretty liberated.
Yes.
Like Janice Rule, I wouldn't even say is like necessarily a sex worker. I think she's just like using sex to get free boots and things like that, right?
And Dennis Hopper is kind of like he's it's one of his more straighter roles. He definitely looks like a kid. He's 35.
He's
He
35
look
years old.
he
Everyone's
look
calling him a kid.
he looks so young. His character is supposed to be younger, but he shaved his nice long hair. He's acting he's trying to go straight after being a train robber.
His character's name is Bickford Warner. We might as well have called him Dick Rod Wiener.
And he wasn't a good thief. Like I kept trying to imagine like who would be in this movie, like who should be the young version of it, and it's kind of like I don't
It's not
know, but
necessarily the young version, but it feels like a Nicholson role, doesn't it? It feels like his character from Missouri,
yeah,
that kind of thing.
and it does feel a lot like Missouri Breaks. And he tries to go straight, and every job he gets, it's just problems at work, man. It's kind of like Five Easy Pieces ish, but sillier. It's a very silly movie. I mean, there is no real, except for War Notes at the end. Like, it's not that dramatic.
It's funny. I didn't think of it in like terms of the new Hollywood. I was thinking of it more just as a Western. And it seemed to me like this is where like the 70s, early 70s Westerns meets like the Disney Western comedies like Hot Lead and Cold Feet and the Apple Dumpling Gang and stuff like that. It has a weird tone where it's like goofy and like family friendly in a weird way, but also feels very nasty and dirty at the same time.
It's kind of all over the place. Like, if you want like the gritty, like I just saw Easy Rider, I want to see Dennis Hopper tear shit up movie. You're not going to get that. If you want to see if you like Ben Johnson, you probably would be confused. But if you like Warren Oates, maybe this is a good Warren Oates movie. Like Warren Oates just
Totally
kind of
confused. He's playing so against type in this movie. This is not like a standard Warren Oates kind of character. He's fantastic, but he's like this like sad cuck who also has a crush on Dennis Hopper, and it's just like not the kind of part he usually played.
he complained his character was gay, but he just loves men.
But he
Things are
played it
different.
perfectly.
He the I mean him talking about the Greeks.
Yeah. Well,
It's
he
an
had a
amazing
quote.
The way the
scene.
old time Greeks did it.
He had a quote that it was hard to get in the head of the character because the character is weak, and he said at that time he wasn't feeling weak as a person. Um, uh, I know Dennis Hopper said that he was uncomfortable about the bathing scene, and he was wearing like long black like trunks. Um, but yeah, it's against type. I mean, obviously he's great in it. I mean, the fact that his character is gay is you know, I mean, that's one of the aspects of it. It's like I think that he's almost bringing more weight to it than the movie has. You know what I mean? Because like his scenes they're hilarious. He's hilarious in the movie, but it's also like really sad and
He's if
no
he's
nothing
gay,
else in the movie has that kind of weight. Even when the Indian guy's killed,
no,
there's no weight to it at all.
no. And then the Indian, yeah, the way the Indian guys are portrayed, they're not very. Are they good actors? I mean, these are kind of like you know, they're at least.
Um,
Hey, look, at least they look Indian. They don't look like
well,
they're trying to get better, I guess, and they're trying to make it like, hey, like we understand they have it rough out here, and they sleep in
the
the manger.
the older guy is Jose Torbe, and he's like in Treasure of Sierra Madre. He's in a ton of westerns. This is his last film. I was just watching From Hell to Texas, and he's in that with Dennis Hopper, and that was made in '57. But
Wow.
with the natives, I think when it started, I was really liking that aspect because they were portrayed kind of like somewhat like sardonically, or they it showed them with like a sense of humor and stuff. As it went on, it started becoming like Dirty Dingus McGee or something. It became too goofy. And then by the time when they kill the old guy, it's like, and it's like there's no weight to it. And then it's just like, well, at least Dennis Hopper got away. And it's like, well, that's not that doesn't feel like that's how that should play out. The movie, it's it can be very goofy in parts, but then some of it's a little off balance. But overall, I do like it a lot. And I do find like the older guy, old Coyote or whatever, I find him somewhat funny. Like I like the part where he's like, "You don't think I'm a good fighter?" out of just nowhere, and
Yeah.
then throws a knife at the
Yes, and it
building
just
and
falls.
bounces up. And he said, "Well, it would have hurt him if it would have hit him or something." And then the guy comes out, he's like, "You throwing clods at my saloon?" Like that. That part I find really funny and everything. But just as he goes along, he becomes more silly. So, and I don't know if the other two are actual natives. I don't think Jose Torbe is native. I think he's actually from Durango, Mexico. So,
Mm.
um,
And there's also Peter Boyle as the preacher, and he's like, he likes cocaine and opium, and
That's
he's
that's Durbin brain
progressive.
medicine, man.
Yeah, he's not racist. He'll like baptize Native Americans in a river with white people, and the white people don't like it.
yes, I love that part because the guy doesn't the racist white guy doesn't want his kid baptized in the same water as the natives, and Peter Boyle's like, it's fine, come on, and then the guy won't do it, and he's like, well, whatever, who cares? No skin off my butt if your kid burns in hell. So uh, there's uh, there's stuff of like it. I overall really do like the movie a lot. I find it very funny, you know.
Yeah. There's
But
so many great actors in the movie. That's the thing. That's like, and the characters are fun. It's just like it's loose. It has this like Altman kind of loose, scattered feeling.
Yeah, I think
You
Altman's a
know,
good comparison with the ending where I thought he was gonna, get in the air and then crash and die like Brewster McCloud, like the end of that movie where he's flying away. And then
but
Janice Rule from Three Women is the MVP of this movie, I think. As good as Johnson and Oates are, I think she's fucking phenomenal. I've never seen her this good. I loved her in this.
what about Lee Purcell with her beautiful hair, her large?
Lee Purcell, it's funny because I always say to people, is Scientology that bad? I mean, everyone who's a Scientologist seems to like be doing pretty well, you know? Like their lives are really on track. They're like really rich and they're famous and everything. What's the downside of Scientology? It's Lee Purcell. That's what it is. Nobody remembers her. She's been a Scientologist for like all her life.
Well, one
Doesn't
thing
work
that
for
was
everybody.
one thing that's interesting about Scientology I heard from Leah Remini was that like
Mhm.
you have to check in like every day, and you have to be like you have to do like therapy every day, basically, or like have like a long conversation every day.
So it's like a
And
bullshit job, like in this movie.
sure, but you can't be on drugs.
Hmm.
That's like one of the big things about it. So like most you never hear about a Scientologist being on heroin, right? And if they are, they're not successful. But like there's no like big time like Matthew Perry cases. So I think that's the main benefit is that you're just not. I don't know what she was doing. I don't know if she was a Scientologist during this time. I mean, I'm sure it was different back then, but she she's also in Dirty Little Billy, and that movie's similar to this. There's like that 71 feel, that New Hollywood feel, the Dirty Little Billy.
Yeah, all of these early '70s have got that feel. Culpeper Cattle Company, all these kind of movies. Like, what would you call it, David? What's like the subgenre of like early '70s dirty, almost uh, shroom-induced westerns like these that kind of come after the Wild Bunch?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, what people usually call them are revisionist westerns. I don't know. I just kind of call them 70s westerns.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's not like what's that? Ozano's Raid? Is that the one that's extremely violent?
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that like there's that kind of revisionist western, or the hunting party where there's like, or what's the Candice Bergen one? Like the revenge one. Like
The
they
Gene
always have like
Hackman
rape, or they have like really violent scenes. You know,
Bible,
they're
thinking of.
what's it, something blue, right?
But what did you say? I couldn't hear.
The
It cut out the audio.
Candice Bergen,
Oh yeah, that's Soldier Blue.
Soldier Blue. Like there's all these like really violent sexual things, but then there's also these ones that are like
They're like slacker westerns, I would call them.
yeah, like hippie westerns, or
Hippie
like dope
western.
stoner western.
It's funny to like think about, David was talking to us recently about Butch Cassidy and his take on it, which is like two cool '60s guys around a bunch of assholes in the Old West, a bunch of lame guys in the Old West, and like I pick up on that vibe in this movie a lot. It has like a not just like a slobs versus higher class people kind of thing, but it has like a pro hippie sort of thing of like, hey, he's
Yeah,
got long hair and he doesn't have a job. It doesn't mean he's not a good guy
and also
necessarily.
like
They're all
at the
stuck
board
up about free love and things like that.
in the border house, the guy who doesn't like Dennis Hopper tells him to join the army, which is like a very early 70s, like Vietnam kind
Hmm.
of thing. Like, you
Hmm.
should join the army, man. Get
It's like the
straightened
thing he's
out.
most offended by when
Yeah.
he gets that he signed up for the army. Yeah, exactly. That's funny coming after Wild Bunch, where the kind of I feel like the peck and paw sentiment isn't like the new people, the new youth, the young cowboys, are good. For him, it's always been like, well, it's sad that the old cool guys are dying, that the old way of like being in the West is gone. But this is like, no, these new kids are pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about, but I don't know what conclusion to make out of it. Just
Yeah.
outside of just just trying to stay up with the times, it's
Yeah,
I mean
exactly.
it could manifest itself in different ways too, because like something like The Hired Hand is a movie that is almost I don't know if I want to say it's almost humorless, but it's a very much a hippie sort of acidy sort of western, not acid in the sense like it's a El Topo or a Greaser's Palace or something, but it has those long, it has that same sort of feel, but that's like an attempt at a really really serious take on it.
Hmm.
Plus, there's
Well,
also like
everything can be serious.
the Monty Hellman westerns, like the shooting and riding the whirlwind, and those are like he's still trying to satisfy like genre fans with those movies. There's like a stick up, there's like hostages, there's the threat of danger. There is no real threat of danger in this movie. There is no like what you expect in this movie is that Kid Blue ran away from the gang. He went to town. He's going to get some odd jobs, and then the old gang is going to come back. That's what most scripts would be. But instead he wrote a letter to his girlfriend and she comes back and she just spills the beans and goes, Kid Blue. And then they're
No,
like,
that's
Kid
another
Blue.
girlfriend. That's a different girl. The
Yes,
girl he writes
yeah,
the letter to doesn't end up showing up.
Oh, okay. I thought it was her.
That's Lou
But like
Wall.
Luatha. I thought that was her. Because well, he's using like fake names. Anyway, like you think the
Lou Walther
gang is
writes him
gonna
a
come.
letter back that says, "No, I'm going to stay here in Fort Worth."
Oh. But you think like the gang is gonna come back and then they're gonna be like, come on, let's rob the ceramic place. But it's more like he can't get a job, he can't fit in, he kind of loses he kind of messes things up in his own self-destructive way, goofy way. And the thing that really sets him off, I guess, is that Lee Purcell seduces him and he impregnates her. And that just shatters everything because he loses Warren Oates.
My
His
favorite
yeah,
line of the movie where Warren Oates angrily flicks away the fly while he's pointing the shotgun at Dennis Hopper's head. It's a great.
yeah, it is because the earlier scenes are somewhat confusing when like she's undressing, uh, and when Dennis Hopper's at the door and Warren Oates is right there, and he's like clearly staring at her, and Warren Oates is looking at him, kind of like so it's you're like, yeah, you don't, at first you're like, are they swingers or what's he doing? Or is he trying to use her as a way of getting him to go along with, doing some gay stuff? It's like, but it's like because it's behind his back, he has to kind of be upset about it. It's a very interesting character. And I think it's kind of the heart of the movie. It's the character that I think uh, Warren, I think, like I said, I think Warren Oates is doing work that's in a way kind of better than the rest of the movie. I
Yeah,
mean, the
yeah, yeah.
rest of the movie I still find very funny and everything, but I find his character very funny. The way he's excited about the bathtub and he's like, talking about how they did it in the Greeks and everything, and then he's like, well, didn't they have bigger ones? And then he's like, no, this is the biggest one they had. And then like, oh, you're talking about the Greeks, where he's trying to get him in the bathtub, but it's also just very sad his character that he was
Yeah.
born like, he's born out of his time, and but it's like I don't have the same like sadness for like Dennis Hopper's character. It's like he's sympathetic enough, but it's not like
It doesn't seem like
there's
he
not
gives a
that
shit about
same level of
anything.
sadness. What was that?
It doesn't seem like he gives a shit about anything. I think
Yeah.
Oates definitely has this great sadness, like you're talking about. I love that line where he says, "Hell, they wouldn't know a beautiful thing if it was right on top of them." It's like he's like poignant lines, but he's also like you say, this like comedic fop character.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
and I mean that's why it's because I know they were also thinking. Frawley said he got his first choices with everyone, but I know that they were also like thinking of like Richard Chamberlain or Donald Sutherland or something, but which would be okay. It's kind of obvious, but it's like I think it's because Warren Oates is like he said playing a weak character, as he said puts it, and then also this gay character. It's like he has to, in a way, and imbue him with some level of like integrity or reality. You know what I mean? Because he can't he's worn out. He can't play a like totally foppish character, or the stereotypical sort of homosexual character you'd see in a movie that has a lot of other stereotypes in it. So
I felt like he didn't even know he was gay. And but also I think he was similar. He's playing a similar character in some ways to his character in Two Lane Blacktop, where it's this
yes.
guy who can't, seal the deal, or like he's just a lonely guy in some ways, especially at the end when he's broken by the affair.
Yeah.
So he
Yeah, he's a pretty confused guy.
Very much so. But
now there's a
that's the
line.
thing.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, but that is just the thing that is like it is funny that the movie is as I think as coherent as it is, considering all the amount of improvisation and everything else going on. So, um, uh, but it is like it's I like this movie a lot, but it feels like there's a better version of it, um, that maybe balances the comedic aspects with, actually actually feeling something for the characters outside of War Notes. Um,
Yeah, I agree. Again, this kind of weird tone of the film, and when you consider
Well,
it's directed by James Frawley, and he's like the Monkeys guy, right? He directed like a bulk of
yeah.
the Monkeys series, and the Monkeys are like a good example of like what are these guys exactly? Like they're this family-friendly group, sort of, and but they're kind of a phony group, and then they do Head, which is like a complete psychedelic mind fuck of a movie, and you're like, are these guys subversive? Like, is there something I've been missing this entire time? And this movie's kind of flirting with that idea too, without really landing on
Well, that was
either
the
side.
cool thing to do.
That's another reason I thought maybe Nicholson would have been good for this movie because he's like, the
I
guy
think
who wrote Head.
this is a big group of people to wrangle, and it's a lot for James Frawley. And it's like to do this movie right, you need to have like you need a young guy to do Kid Blue. You need Timothy Chalamet. You need one of our young up and comers, a man in his early 20s, but tougher. The
Proposing is
gritty.
you're
Who's the
proposing
grit?
remaking Chalamet as Kid Blue?
Who's the gritty Timothy Chalamet? The gritty one. Dustin Hoffman. And it's like, who would you like? All these guys were.
Oh,
It's
it'd be
like
like the guy from Bad Company, not Bridges, but the other one.
um, yeah.
The
What is
guy
his
from
name?
Daisy Miller. I can't think of his name.
Ellen Barkin.
And he killed himself. Barry
Yeah,
Brown.
Barry Brown.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like really into like monster movies and stuff or something.
Oh, was he?
Yeah, I think he would write for like monster movie magazines and stuff.
Oh shit.
Anyway, that's yeah. I mean, yeah. I
Nicholson would be
mean,
the best, obvious. Yeah, he's, but that would change everything. But you would step up. Nicholson and Warren Oates doing a bath together. Now that would be pretty cool.
yeah. I mean, I don't dislike. I cut out for a while. So I don't know if you guys are discussing Dennis
No,
Hopper as being too old for the part and everything. I mean, he is, but I mean,
he
I
would
think
be actually a young Dennis Hopper would be the perfect person to play the part.
yeah.
Like a Night Tide era Dennis Hopper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like a mean young Dennis Hopper. In this time, though, this is the right time to make the movie. It just kind of, I don't know. Could Altman do it? Maybe, but Altman could easily completely ruin it too at the same time. So that's the thing when you make a movie where everybody's on drugs, it can go either way. It's a it's a tough
Yeah,
you
I
need
know
it's a tough
Frawley
thing to pull
said
off.
Frawley said that the studio was expecting like something like Cat Ballou, and he was like
Oh
it was a
yeah.
little bit more like McCabe and Miss Miller, and they didn't know what to do with it. And then I know that once it was like a failure, then they tried to use that in the marketing, like it like they marketed it as a bomb, and then they kind of like like they were like, is Watergate? It was like the marketing was like really incoherent, and it was like trying to blame it being a bomb on Watergate. And one of the ads was like, it's not Deep Throat. Like it didn't
Yeah.
make any. It was like the advertise like the movie itself, like I like classic westerns and everything, and so yeah, if you are like a Ben Johnson fan, if that like Ben Johnson and Warren Oates and stuff being in a western appeals to you, this might not be your movie, even though they're great in it. But uh, it when I did finally watch it, it was like, well, no, this is actually kind of it's it's not incoherent, you know what I mean? It's not, even though it's very hippie-ish, it's not obnoxious. I mean, for the most part, so
It's not
like, and
it it's not like Dirty Little Billy where you're like, this is kind I'm really lost in the middle of this movie where I'm just like, I don't know.
yeah.
I'm like in mud. Like this is just going on. Like this is just there's like
Yeah,
scenes, it's moving, it's like a series of sketches in a way. Because the guy made the Muppets after, right? James Frawley. He made the
yeah.
Muppets movie. That's like he's not like an edgy guy. Like he made Christian Licorice Store, which is kind of like a graduate ripoff. He's not super edgy. So this isn't he's
Eternity Vacation is pretty edgy.
fraternity vacation.
The young Tim Roth.
Edgy like Easy Rider.
Yeah, I think they call it the Easy Rider of 80s sex comedies.
I think I know this one.
I like the meandering of this movie a lot. I
Yeah.
watch it for 3 hours, honestly. I'm glad that his old gang doesn't show up and that there's no kind of narrative thread at all. Even though it ends with him getting like chased out of town by like literally the entire town, and it feels very like climactic or culminating or whatever. That there's like a big heist, like a sad, pathetic heist, and then an escape. Most of the movie is just like literally wandering from one job to another and going to that awkward dinner at the boarding house where they're living and taking baths with Warren Oates. I could watch that stuff like that forever.
Yeah, and just also like Ben Johnson is hilarious in it because he's a bully, but at the same time you kind of still like him, and he's very funny. Like when he's I don't know if it's the first scene, yeah, when he's talking to Kid Blue, but there's like a guy in the background stumbling. He's like drunk and he stumbles over
Yes.
something. And then he just walks over and clubs him with his gun. He's just like, I told you to stop drunkenly stumbling over people in my town or whatever. It's just stuff like that. That's hilarious. Or just the way that he needles him for no reason, or just his
He
glee
saves
that
his life only to like throw it in his face.
yeah, the glee that he gets that he killed the guy,
Yeah.
and the movie just has all these like really excellent. I mean, that's the thing that I think when a movie becomes, I don't like calling revisionist because like I say, I think that the genre has always been revisionist. It's always in a state of revision. But this particular '70s type of Western, it's like, if it has a sense of humor and it's actually funny, that goes a long way, as opposed to something like the hunting party, which is just completely humorless and joyless and just gross. It's just, or Dirty Little Billy, which has some humor, but it's just kind of just dirty people sitting around in a bar doing nothing. And then sometimes someone will get their ear cut off or something. And, it's like, yeah. So,
And also
like having a sense of humor and just like the scene when Dennis Hopper finally goes crazy and, attacks the guy whose boots he polished all black. Just like how like how after he just goes nuts on the guy and then he smashes the
pickled
jar of
eggs.
eggs. Yeah, and then just the bartender's just look on his face, just like, oh, you had to do that. You had no reason to do that. Just all those little touches, I think, really, really go a long way, and it helps having great actors like Peter Boyle and Janice Rule and obviously Ben Johnson, Warren Oates, and I like Dennis Hopper in it too. I think he's good, but he is a little bit less sympathetic because he is sort of like you know, yeah. Even I hate his hair. Like I've come on Ben Johnson's side. Like your hair looks terrible, man.
Yeah, and Johnson himself is like so neat and trim and looks great in this suit. I love the relationship in this movie. It reminds me of, speaking of Warren Oates, like Hulka and Bill Murray in Stripes, where he like
Yes.
clearly hates him and is irritated by him, but kind of you can tell he kind of likes him a lot.
There, that's what I'm saying. There's like this feels like it could have been based on a National Lampoon short story,
Hmm.
like, but it's way it's way too early for that. So I guess MASH
Been written
it kind of
by
has that
John.
MASH thing, and also has that MASH thing of like one scene is like almost a sketch, and then they move on.
Hmm.
But it's not like plot driven. He's not trying to get money to buy something. He's not like I need to get money to buy a carriage so I can go to the next town, or I owe some guy money. He's just trying not to be a criminal, but they keep hassling him, man. There's a funny scene where after they take the bath together, he sneaks downstairs and gets an enema bag, right? To get a
Yeah.
hose, an enema hose, so then he can like pour the bath water out the window, and then they look out the window downstairs. They think it's like urine, I guess. They think he's peeing out the window. And then the old lady goes upstairs to confront him, and two men in one bath. They have like towels on.
The old lady, not that one, but the other old lady at dinner who like is just so delighted by him and everything he does. I love her.
Also, like after they Jack Starrett, after he hits him in the back of the chair, and then Ben Johnson kills Jack Starrett because Jack Starrett was going to shoot him. That one asshole jerk guy brings up the murder at the table, the dinner table,
Oh yeah.
and like it gets pretty heated. It gets pretty heavy, but there's no discussion of like maybe he should move out. Like maybe Dennis Hopper, he just stays. It's like, yeah, well, maybe you're right, maybe you're wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I was like, he's still living there after he like, I don't need this food. I don't need motherfuckers. I'm out of here. And he's just still there.
He's paying. I mean, he's paying. It's like a boarding house, right? That guy's
Yeah,
Ralph Waite. He's supposed to be like a drummer. So, but um,
Ralph
yeah,
Wade. I looked him up. His the only thing I really knew him from was he's the old guy in Cliffhanger.
yes, yeah. He ran for
Oh, the guy
Congress.
gets murdered by John Lithgow, or John Lithgow.
Yeah, he ran for Congress, and I think he lost to like Mary Bono, Sonny Bono's widow. So, uh,
Do you know about the writer of this movie? What's his name? Bud
He's done like
Strife.
nothing, right?
He's a sports writer. He's supposed
Oh,
to be kind of
yeah,
like a Hunter S. Thompson type.
there are
yeah.
great lines in this movie. My favorite line, Peter Boyle says, Baptist, get three of them together, you got three theologians. Like there's some good fucking lines in this film.
And then
Uh,
Ben Johnson orders a drink of Who Hit John.
oh,
That's like a Western thing. Who hit John?
who hit John? Yeah, I don't know. I
And
don't know
he
if I've ever
says,
heard of that.
pour me a
um,
charge of it.
but didn't Bud Shrake he later like worked on Tom Horn, I
Oh,
think, right?
hell yeah. Hell yeah, dude.
Just,
Hell of a script. That's a movie
yeah,
that, but that probably got rewritten like a million times, right?
yeah. I don't know if he was the one that did the final because that was also like Thomas McGuane and stuff, and
Yes,
that was
yes.
where Steve McQueen like fired 6 or 7 directors. So I don't, who knows how much of Tom Horn he wrote, but he has a credit on Tom Horn. I think that
Ye-
was him.
Yeah.
I think you're right.
Yeah. This movie
But yeah,
also kind of feels like Rancho Deluxe. That
Yeah.
because that's another it's a comedy Western, but it's not like Capaloo. It's that seven, it's like we're outlaws, or not outlaws, we're outsiders.
yeah. Oh, the guy also did J.W. Coop, which is like that Cliff Robertson rodeo movie or something.
Right. Yeah. The one
Yeah.
he directed, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
It's so important with these movies, Westerns, to have some uh like classic stars in them. You need like if you're gonna make a Western today, you it's like you need Kurt Russell in it. You need someone who
Mhm.
can bring that classic Western feeling to it, who kind of,
Yeah.
like
Yeah. I mean, that's why, for me, like, I mean, Pat Garrett, Billy the Kid's my favorite movie, but it has like, it also has somewhat of a obnoxious hippie westerny stuff in it,
Yes.
but it's so loaded with all these great character actors and stars that they balance each other out, kind of inform each other. And so, yeah, that's always a good move. That's why you'll see like in Young Guns, they put like Brian Keith, who's so elderly, and yeah, I think it's his
James
birthday today,
Coburn
right?
is in Young
Yeah,
Guns, right?
but that he's in part two.
Part
But
two.
Brian Keith's like he's supposed to be this guy who's like just out shooting them all and stuff, and you can tell he can barely, he can barely like move. He just gets on a knee and is just shooting. And they're like, "Whoa, what is this guy?" But you need that, you want Brian Keith in the movie to give it sort of a stamp of approval, So
That's probably
uh,
the thing that makes them hardest to make now. Is they're just as the genre shrinks and the output goes down, there's less guys, there's less.
Yeah, well, now it's like the guys who were playing sort of the annoying sort of hippie characters in the 70s westerns, like Jeff Bridges or Keith Carradine or whatever. Now
Yes,
they're the
yes.
elder statesmen of the western that you want to get in, as if they're Gary Cooper or something.
Or John Wayne, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the big difference between this movie, this kind of 70s Western, and Peck and Paw in terms of like what they're trying to say. Peck and Paw seems to have this message of like beautiful things die, and that's really sad, you know? And this movie is like, well, it's just sad that Dennis Hopper can't be has to be hassled all the time when he just wants to exist.
And
Just hang
he's like, and it's
around.
like, the authorities are racist and like these people are dicks.
Hmm.
If only he can get
Yeah.
his little plane to Dallas or Austin, he'd be free. His little plane at the end. The plane
The
sequence at the end,
arrow cycle.
it looks exactly like the thing at the end of The Simpsons with the leader when his
Oh
little
yeah.
his little plane fell apart, his UFO, and he has to comb. It looks so much like that. And then it's like, but Dennis Hopper, it kind of is like Bud Cort and what Brewster McCloud, where it's like he's kind of flying and then it just sort of falls down. If and you can see the crane cables
Yeah.
holding it, and it's just like
Yeah.
clearly being lifted, but then it falls, and
It's
then you're
all
like,
it's fucking huge is the other thing. It doesn't look like there's any way something like that would get
a
1 foot off the
pedaled
fucking
a
ground.
pedaled
Even if
powered.
you're pedaling as hard as you can.
You can't pedal a fucking propeller to like lift you and give you flight. I mean,
The
that's
guy
like,
who built it, the guy who built it was on drugs,
but
Let's
he's an
you
engineer from back east, Peter Boyle.
know. That's the other thing too. It's like the movie, it does have a lot of stereotypes and things, but at the same time, like, he this preacher character could have also been another like asshole that's just constantly
Yes,
pushing him
yes,
around.
yes,
And
yes. It's
he's obviously got his problems. But he's more sympathetic, maybe because he's on drugs. Just the movie just takes his side. But so the movie isn't just fully um it's a sympathetic portrayal of him too. So I think that's in the movie's favor because he is also very funny. And then when
And
he gets mad,
at first he doesn't want to baptize the guys, right? When they first ask
yeah.
him, he's like, that's not gonna work. And then he does it
Like,
anyway.
yeah, he knows that it's not that, yeah, I think it's because he just knows it's going to be a problem if he does, I think,
Yeah.
more so
Mhm.
than him not wanting to.
Mhm.
But,
I
but
kind of
then
though
he's
would have
like,
liked at the end when he gets on the arrow cycle for him to be like, what's in the box? Money. If he had like tried to grab the money out of his, like we had like wrestled over it for a little bit, would have been pretty funny.
yes, or like when he's arguing with the racist guy and he's like, who are you to question me? Like about what God wants? Come on, I'm the one who talks to him or whatever he says. So, um, but yeah, and then this movie was originally supposed to be called Dime Box because I think that's the name of the town, which
yeah.
Box,
is like,
Texas, which is a real town apparently.
yeah, and I guess that's because people used to put a dime or something for postage or whatever in the mailbox or something to that effect
I
instead
thought
of
you were going
buying
to say it was
stamps.
for prostitutes.
No, that's a different different one. But yeah, and then I also heard that like Lee Purcell talks about like when Frawley and his girlfriend first got to the set, like his girlfriend had just like a big blue suitcase or something, and she opened it, it was just full of lettuce. And that was like the catering. They were all just eating a bunch of lettuce until they actually
Yeah.
and then all these vendors said this is I got this from Warren's biography by Susan Campo. But and then I
That
guess
good?
then
I mean, it's probably
all
good,
these
right?
what?
Is that a good book? Is that worth reading? Probably, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. It's got a lot of great anecdotes. But yeah, so then the vendors started setting up food after they ran out of lettuce, apparently. But then and it was like excellent food, Mexican food. But then of course everyone got sick too. So
Hmm.
so, so everyone was just like, acid
Fucking
tripping with probably
Durango.
terrible diarrhea.
I heard a funny story where they were prepping the movie early on, about to shoot, and Dennis Hopper went to James Frawley and said, "You can't shoot here, man. The town's going crazy. They're firing guns, man. They're going crazy." And James Frawley was confused, like, "What are you talking about? There's no guns." And it turned out Dennis Hopper was just on acid, and he heard a carnival.
Oh, well, Purcell, Lee Purcell said that they were all like, don't go out at night by yourself unless you're with an armed man. Some guy at the hotel had decapitated his wife with a machete, and they would just take pot shots at people on the streets at night. So they were all kind of had to just stay in each other's like rooms and stuff. So they were all sort of isolated on drugs every night because they couldn't go anywhere. Because I don't know if that was just paranoia of being in Mexico and just hearing stories, just a bunch of gringos on acid, but that's how Lee Purcell told it, that it was just very scary place.
Yeah, she was a big part of the NRA in the 80s.
Oh,
Really?
okay.
I believe so. She served as director of the NRA and was involved in a public role. And she also made the film A Woman's Guide to Firearms, which is a hoot. You guys all need to watch that, from 87.
Is Scientology very pro NRA in general? Is there,
I
there a crossover there?
I mean Jeffrey Lewis is also in it, and
Yeah,
I imagine he's Scientologist, right?
he is. Yeah, he was.
Um
He was.
Yeah, he
Uh,
was.
yeah, I just
Now
can't
he's
imagine Chuck Heston would be like cool with who are these fruity Scientologists?
I think in the
These
80s,
fruity
I think
spacemen.
in the 80s it wasn't, maybe it was like, I don't know, like they didn't have the baggage they have now. It's the
True.
NRA. I mean, the NRA was probably happy to get anyone to be public.
That's a good
Yeah,
point. Yeah.
strange bedfellows.
Yeah, I mean,
So she's a strike against Scientology and the NRA. Who's Lee Purcell? Who remembers her anymore?
Raiden Valley Girl is the horny mom.
Oh, is that her?
Oh yeah.
I guess she was inspired by the end of this movie where they're taking pot shots at the ceramics at the end. They're just shooting everything in the ceramics warehouse, which, by the way, when they cut to it, I cracked up. It looks so contemporary. It's like just a regular factory. Like still you would see like just going down the street somewhere.
What are you talking about? This movie's thorough, okay? That Werther's box, it's antique.
Yeah, I honestly
Nice
don't
looking
know how
box.
many I don't know how many
Oh,
Western towns um I don't know how many Western towns their economy was based on like ceramic factories. But
We have to talk, of course, it was Santa
specifically
Claus
Santa ceramics.
yes.
in
Um
ashtrays.
You know, boxes. Speaking of boxes, I love that like fucking letter writing thing that she pulls out. That she like has like the felt top. She like unfolds it to write the letter for him. That's a nice looking thing.
Every shot of Lee Purcell, she looks so horny for Dennis Hopper. Like she's
It's
so
not
clearly in love
subtle.
with
It's
him.
not subtle.
and Warnotes and Warnotes. He lost. They both look horny
Lauren
for
Oates is subtle at least, but
him.
yeah, she looks like she just wants to jump in every fucking scene. That weird confrontation she has with Janice Rule, where it's like, is this even going to be a subplot at all moving forward?
Also,
No,
do they explain where Warren Oates heard about the pregnancy?
No, I think he just
There is no like, I'm
finds
going to
out.
tell, like Lee Purcell there isn't a moment where Lee Purcell is like, I'm going to tell him, kind of thing, right? Like there isn't. It just kind
No,
of happens. I mean, it's like obvious, and word gets around, right? It just kind of happens
she's just
pretty
having
quickly.
morning sickness, and he figures it out, I guess.
He's like,
But
I don't have.
is he mad that he banged her, or that he didn't bang him? You know, the
That's
one
very.
his whole speech where he's like, "Why can't you say I love my friend anymore? He's my friend,
Yes.
and I love him."
We don't even say that about our fathers.
That's right.
Yeah, the way that scene's written is it's a little obvious, but it's funny, just like how he brings up the ancient Greeks, and it's just like he's going over, well, they're different in this way. They didn't like this, and they didn't like, and then it's like they like bass, like he's he's it's like but like once again, he plays it like he gives it a little, I mean, he makes it hilarious, but gives it a humanity. And Dennis Hopper claimed that he couldn't remember his lines, like when he would be smoking a pipe, it would have grass in it. But who knows what he was on? But apparently he couldn't remember his lines, and he said that he would have note cards like Brando and stuff, and he'd just be reading them off note cards. I don't know how true that is. I don't trust anything Dennis Hopper says. so,
We got to point
so
out, though, David, that when we say War Notes is playing against type, you pointed out the perfect example that in all the Peckinpah movies, he is violently anti-bath, and in this one, he is so excited about taking a bath.
yes, yeah, in every one of his Peckinpah westerns, like in Ride the High Country, they force him to get a bath for the wedding. And then in Major Dundee, he doesn't want a bath, I think, because that's when he's going to be sneaking away to dessert. And then obviously the Wild Bunch. I don't need no bath, be some of them women you're hogging. But in this one, you've never seen a man more enthusiastic about a bath.
And like how
So
Peter Boy's kind of almost steering Dennis Hopper in that direction when he's like, "What does he say? You got a lively odor there."
yeah, yeah. Uh, and Warren Oates had met Dennis Hopper. They'd been on several different episodes of The Rifleman, but they'd both hang out in Sam Peckinpah's office because they all smoke pot. So that was the only place that they could go smoke pot. So that's where they'd met and everything. So I mean, I think with Peckinpah it was definitely an ongoing joke to have him always not want a bath. So I don't know if they shaped the script around that joke or if that's just coincidental. But
They couldn't have done it better.
yes, yes,
Also, Sam Peckinpah was on drugs. I don't accept that. I don't believe that.
no, no, I don't think so. He was like Ben Johnson, a real straight shooter. Um, uh, that's what because like Warren Oates would obviously try to hide that he was doing anything like that around Ben Johnson. He didn't want Ben Johnson to know that. So he gave an interview where he talked about that whole thing with Johnson and Ben Johnson and John Wayne. And then he also told that story about him leaving the set that day when Janice Page was cursing. But at the end of it, he said, yep, Hopalong Cassidy and Ben Johnson, they're rubbing off on me. So I don't know if he was trying to say he was gonna go straighter, but I don't know. But
Yeah, I mean, what a film, Kid Blue. I mean, is
Kid
there?
Blue.
I wish Farley had
Uh,
followed down this path and not led him to, the pilot for Wishman.
or then
uh,
he made The Big Bus, which is like the shittiest '70s movie ever made.
I haven't seen it. It's a parody of like disaster films, right?
It's about like a futuristic. It's like Airplane 2, but about a bus. It's like fucking.
But did it predate Airplane?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like really awful.
Well, it's got that going for it at least.
Um, but you know what Andrew Dice Clay said about this movie?
Andrew Dice Clay? No, what did he say?
Kid Blue, because he needed the money. Oh,
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 very good, very good.
oh, oh.
Well, this is also there's what is that movie Looper is the Noah
yeah, yeah.
Segan? That
He's a
guy.
he's a big fan of this movie. His Twitter handles Kid Blue.
Yeah, he plays. That's what his character name I think is in Looper or whatever.
Yeah, so I
So
think Ryan Johnson and him like this movie.
So time for a remake, I think. You know, Kid Blue, Thunderbolt, and Lightfoot with Ryan Reynolds. I think
Oh
it's
my
all.
God. Can we like contractually keep Ryan Johnson away from Westerns?
You
Anything
want to
we
hear the
can do?
funny thing about the
Jesus
Thunderbolt and
Christ.
Lightfoot remake?
Hmm.
The director of that movie, Shane Reed, I went to high school with, and I'm I'm the one who like taught him how to like shoot and edit videos.
Wow.
So that movie, when it's fucking better than Michael Cimino's, you're gonna have me to
Everyone's
thank.
gonna be thanking William Mendoza.
I
I
changed
was
cinema. He was but he edited for he was an editor, and he edited a Taylor Swift video by Blake Lively that she directed. And then she's
oh,
like, you gotta meet Ryan Reynolds, my husband.
My boy, Ryan.
And then he edited Deadpool and Wolverine, and then now he's directing Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. So that's how it happens, baby.
I was hoping that you were going to say you were the one that introduced him to Thunderbolt and Lightfoot. Like,
No, no, I don't. I'm curious about that because it's like, is Ryan Reynolds going to be the Clint Eastwood character or the Jeff Bridges character? Clint Eastwood, right?
Hmm.
And
maybe
it'll
you'll
be
get Hugh Jackman to be the Clint Eastwood.
it'll be, but that's
You
an
know, like
interesting thing.
I could see that. I could see
a
that.
trunk full of rabbits. That's totally random. That's like something Deadpool would do, right? Isn't that totally wild and crazy? It's a perfect fit, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting because it's like, what's the value of remaking something like that? Because it's like, is it famous? I mean, that movie's old. That's a 50 something year old movie at this point. So, but it's
Yeah,
like, why
there's
do they got to
no
remake something?
IP at all.
Yeah, like let's make a maybe the name is cool. Still, it is a cool name. So it's just like, I think it'll just be a crime movie with just that name, and that'll be their nicknames, right? Like he's a criminal. They rob a bank. It's a buddy movie. It sounds cool.
You got to call your boy up and tell him I got $1 million idea for you. Kid Blue remake. Timothy Chalamet. Get on it.
Yeah. So if you want to direct a Hollywood movie, make friends with a famous actor's wife, and
Who is
you'll just
also a famous movie star in her own right.
yeah. So, but yeah, we're all rooting for you, Shane. It's gonna be good. We know it'll be different. It's cool. It'll be cool.
It's gonna do 500 million easy.
But you think Clint Eastwood liked this movie? You think he could have been good? God
In the
yeah.
movie?
That's Kid Blue.
That's Kid Blue. Yeah.
In the remake,
Yes,
he's
I
like
think
98 years old. He's like, I'm Kid Blue. Stop hassling, man. He could have been pretty good in this, actually.
as the sheriff, as the Ben
It wouldn't
Johnson
be a
character.
comedy. No, it wouldn't be a comedy, but
Oh,
like a criminal trying to go straight and work small jobs, you know? Leave me alone, man.
and a guy keeps trying to bathe with him.
Yeah. I don't go that way. Like, sure.
It'd be delightful to see Clinton that hair, that's for sure.
Being like tough, you know.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah,
On
yeah,
You
that
see
on
could
the
the
work.
hair.
you see the Greeks used to do it like this.
I don't know if he would take the air he would like pedal on the airplane at the end.
Hmm. Yeah,
He
there
kind of
has to be a
briefly
few
had his
rewrites, I think.
he briefly had his kind of comedic his foot in the comedic, he kind of did his orangutan movies and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
His Kelly's
That's
Heroes.
just. I think that's more Eastwood style of humor, orangutans. You know,
Yeah.
Those
orangutans
are
and
Lewis used to
grimacing
straighten that.
things.
with Jeffrey Lewis. Jeffrey Lewis, our greatest Scientologist actor.
No question.
Hmm.
Who's even number two?
John
Yeah.
Travolta.
Fuck that. Boy.
Hmm.
Come on.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Lewis number one, Lee Purcell number two, but a far number two.
Wow, that's pretty good.
It's not bad. They got a deep bench.
Hmm.
Dharma, Jenna Elfman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. You proved my point here.
She's good.
Were you ever tempted
That
by
guy,
Scientology, Mendoza?
I mean, they're all over
They're all
LA.
over, right?
They're like Hollywood. They make it look nice. They have billboards everywhere. No, I'm not into religion, so I just was like, this is. I'm not. People say like, don't even give them your fucking phone number. Don't even joke and put your email. They
Like
will call you
get
for
drunk at a party
years.
and say, I've always thought about being a Scientologist.
Don't even joke because they will. Apparently, they are like relentless. They will call you. Come on down. We're having drinks, or like we're having coffee or something. We're having
Yeah. It's called
and like
making connections, man. It's called like the ladder to success. And, I don't know why you would
next to
I
the
live like
resist that.
I live like 30 minutes away from where they have all that big film set area or whatever. They film all their stuff
mm,
around I think Hemet.
they own
I
a
also
lot of property, a lot.
yeah, yeah, they have two domed churches out there. I also think that's where
But they're not filming like
you
Tom
know,
Cruise movies there, right? They're just filming like
no,
Scientology
just no
videos.
Scientology. Yeah, Scientology stuff,
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Battlefield Earth and stuff.
And I think that he was L. Ron Hubbard was when he was trying to evade the what IRS or whatever he was
Yeah, when he
doing.
lived on a boat. Yeah.
Yeah, he was living on a boat, but then I think he was also near the end of his life was living in a hotel in Hemet. So
Okay. Okay.
yeah, so that's a
Yeah.
just area, fun area.
Yeah, it's crazy. They have the giant purple building on like in Hollywood by the Kaiser. I mean, that thing is enormous. And then next to the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, there's the Celebrity Center, and that's like a giant, beautiful, like hotel looking thing. So I don't know, man.
The only place I've ever seen an aggressive Scientology presence is in Toronto, where they had this huge office, and that's gone now. It's not there anymore. So
Oh, they might have got
they
kicked out of Canada, right?
got kicked out of Canada. Yeah.
They have a big thing in Florida too. I
Oh,
think
sure.
in
Yeah.
Clearwater, maybe. I think. But yeah, man. Look, Lee Purcell, it all worked out. Okay. She's in
Yeah,
this dirty little
she's a
Billy.
Super famous. I mean, not as well as psychoanalysis worked for Janice Rule. I think we can agree. That,
I didn't even pay attention to Janice Rule in this movie.
oh, really? I loved it.
I'm just looking at Lee Purcell's giant hair.
Got that huge hair. Yeah, that mane.
So,
It's
but
good
yeah,
hair. It's good period accurate hair, Women usually don't have period accurate hair in westerns, so
it
it's better
is.
than Dennis Hopper's hair.
Oh, for
What
sure.
what would you say is what's another good Christmas Western?
Oh, any of the adaptations of the Three Godfathers. Hell's Heroes
Right.
is the best. Um, the 36 one is almost as good. The John 4 one's not as good, but still good. It's a better. I think the John Ford Three Godfathers is better than Kid Blue overall. And then there's although I probably prefer Kid Blue to it. There's Pistol for Ringo is spaghetti western that is it's a lot like Die Hard. It's like these bandits take over this rich person's house or whatever and have them hostage, and it takes place on Christmas, and then he goes in to save them. So it's like a precursor to Die Hard in the spaghetti western. But I think I like this better than that one. But any of the three Godfathers movies, yeah, I would put above this.
I've been trying to get Lambert on our show to do forever is Stubby Pringle's Christmas, the Jack Schaefer novel. He's the writer of Shane, and that's his Christmas Western, and I've never read it.
I've never
Stubby's
read it either.
There's a TV movie in '78.
Stubby Pringle's Christmas.
Stubby
It's
Pringle.
it's now Christmas Eve, and Stubby Pringle is on his way to the annual dance that he went to the previous year and fell in love with a girl who he forgot to ask the name of. He has brought some
Mm.
presents and is excited to give them to her and see her again.
Compelling. I'm into it. This is the guy who wrote Monty Walsh.
Okay, okay. It's not like
Yeah,
Bo Bridges as Stubby Pringle.
Perfect
Hell yeah.
answer.
Strother
just
Martin.
from the name. I can't think of a better Stubby Pringle. Oh, did we forget to mention that Emmett Walsh has a very small role in Kid
Oh
Blue?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
He's the barber. He's the
yeah.
barber.
I mean, it's always good to see him, especially this early.
You'll get
Yeah,
back
he's
to work or you're fired.
not warm at all in this film. Not his usual jolly self.
I did think there was some of like straight time in this
All
movie of
business
like
barber.
that Dustin Hoffman movie where he's trying not to go back to jail
Yeah,
and
yeah,
the man's holding him down. And Emmett Walsh is in that too. But like there's a little bit of that in this. It's not as dramatic, of course. That's one where the old gang comes back, I think.
yeah, yeah. It feels like it could use maybe 10% more straight time. Uh, I think to be a better movie. Same amount of humor,
Hmm.
but just a little bit more weight to the proceedings. But
I guess it's amazing. It's just like somewhat watchable. And also like back then in 73, you had a lot of good movies.
yeah.
And it would be easy to just rip on something like this back then where you're like,
Oh yeah,
uh,
like you'll read like Brian Garfield's thing set like the Western purists will just call this like an absolute piece of trash and everything. And it's like, but it's like I mean, it's not for me an example of an exemplary Western, but it's funny and it's got good characters and it's pretty well shot. And so, yeah, and it's got great acting. So, yeah, enjoy it. It is what it is.
yeah, that's sort of the sweet spot for our show. It's like movies that are pretty good, you know, Peter Hynes
It's like,
movies, shit like that.
Movies
and
that would only wither from overpraise.
yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's the thing. It's also, I don't think it's obnoxious about like the Western genre really either. It just doesn't even seem interested. You know what I mean? It's not like trying to disrupt the tropes or anything. It's just sort of this Shaggy Dog story just happens to be set in the West, which is, always going to make it less obnoxious than something that's trying to be more, aggressively, anti-convention or anti, genre staples or calling the whole genre into question or something. So, yeah, it's
And
just a funny
you
movie.
would have to do something different too in 71. It's like, how do we make a Western differently? How do we do this differently? Like you can't just you got to work with the younger people and try something like this.
Yeah, and Dennis Hopper has a whole, other career of being in tons of classic westerns or he's in westerns for, like I said, I just watched one from 57 that he's in. So he already has that sort of history with the western. And you could also tell even in Easy Rider, their names are called, like they have this sort of like Wyatt Earp kind of thing about their names. It's like it's got a cowboy western idea to it, right? And then of course then Peter Fonda goes and does The Hired Hand, and then Dennis Hopper does The Last Movie, which is this weird sort of movie about the making of a Western. Uh, so it's not like it to me, it just feels more like that's an interesting story to tell in a Western as opposed to like Dennis Hopper being like, we're going to turn the genre on its head, man.
Yeah. There's like because it's still a Fox 20th Century Fox movie. So there's some guardrails. There's like they're not going full acid.
Yeah. And it's still PG. Like
Not going
I
to be a
sent you
sex
guys
scene
the link
between Oates and Hopper in this one.
on YouTube. Somebody has uploaded this movie and it's called under the name like Kid Blue, and it's like great movies for children. So I don't know if I agree with that so much.
Got kid in the title. What more do you need?
The whole person only has two uploads, so it's not like they have a whole series of movies that just have kid
No.
in the title.
And
It's
there's
just
no
the first one to get
Blu-ray.
things up.
What?
There's
What
no
was
He's
that?
like,
Blu-ray.
what's a perfect kids movie? Kid Blue. I
Kid
can't
Blue.
think of
Yeah.
any more.
You probably never watched it.
He likes the color, but yeah, but So it's not a great movie for kids, but it's not a
And
terrible
Blues
one. It's
Clues.
not. It doesn't have a lot of violence or sex or anything. So it's all, you know. Um, I guess yeah, it's it's just a funny little western, and it's not like and comedy westerns are usually not great unless they're it's you want westerns to have humor, but usually when it's I don't care about like support your local sheriff and all that kind of crap.
Maverick,
It's not no, I don't that's not my thing. So
Russell
um
and Rhapsody, Rustler's
oh Russell
Rhapsody,
Rhapsody, yeah. No, it's fine.
when he's shooting the
That works.
hands.
Oh, what
Yeah.
Shoot,
about Silver? What about Silverado?
Not a fan at all of that.
No, I would
That
imagine
one.
so.
Yeah. So,
You know what I'm grateful for? Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm glad that this is one of the movies that James Franco remade when he was like directing all those movies that
oh yeah.
nobody saw, like the Cormac McCarthy movie and the John Steinbeck movie and everything. I'm glad he did wasn't like, I really like this movie Kid Blue. I'm going to remake that one too.
Well, no one would have seen it, so
Yeah,
whatever.
it's
He's
true.
like, who's the guy to make Faulkner? Me. I could do Faulkner.
Jesus.
yeah, this movie really should have just been it should have been like a legitimate B movie, like throw it on after some other Western or War Notes movie and just sort of be like, hey, like we know you didn't pay to like see this, but maybe just stick around and watch it. Like,
The B movie to the Great Northfield, Minnesota raid.
Yeah.
yeah, just
Yes,
like,
yeah. Or like a double feature like Cisco Pike or something.
Yeah.
yeah, Cisco Pike is similar,
Yeah.
but that came out years before this, and that's the other problem. It came out, this was delayed so long, it didn't really, the business had moved on, so it fell through the cracks. But we're here to pick it up and talk about it because
Somehow
you know,
Watergate is related to that. So there was a conspiracy, according to the advertising, to suppress Kid Blue. So
Well, whatever it was, it wrecked Marvin Schwartz. So that's it. You guys know
I
Welcome Home Soldier Boys? Have you ever seen that one?
yes,
It's a good
oh
right.
one.
yeah.
That's the one where they shoot up the town or they're like
Yeah.
killers, right?
Yeah.
There's a bunch of those movies.
Maybe in the
Bringing Vietnam home kind of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
maybe in that Cliff Booth movie they'll have Marvin Schwartz at a monastery,
Yeah, maybe.
They'll have to get him like in Rambo 3 or something. We need you to produce this last film. I don't know.
All
Contact
right.
Fincher, man. You write it up. You're doing it.
That's a weird.
Yeah, I've never looked at to see what the real Marvin Schwartz looked like. I wonder if he looks at all
I,
like
I
the Al
tried to
Pacino
Google
character.
I tried to Google him, I couldn't get it. I couldn't find
Uh,
him. It was just
that's
Pacino. It's just Pacino shows up.
damn.
Or like this other random guy. So I don't know. Any good Christmas movies, Cribs, you want to throw out there? It's Christmas month. That book, I guess that's
Yeah.
Stubby McGee or what's it
Uh,
called?
Stubby Pringle's Christmas. I haven't read it, but I recommend it. And Ebenezer with Jack Palance. It's a Christmas Carol set in the Old West. It's phenomenal.
We're doing next week. I
Every
think we're
bit,
doing
every bit as good as you would expect.
1989 or 1998.
Yes.
That's like a TV movie, right?
Mhm.
Or
Yeah.
something?
Hmm.
I've never watched it. Is it actually phenomenal?
I mean, I love it. I,
Okay,
one
I
of the
might have
last.
to
I
check
think it's
it
one of the
out.
last thing Palance did.
Rick
It's
Schroeder, Amy
Ricky
Locane.
Schroeder. Yeah.
Oh boy. Well, I might have to check it out then. I might have to do that.
Or I think our next movie is gonna be Die Hard 2.
Yeah. It's great.
Okay.
Die Harder. My co-host Adam
Cool,
hasn't seen it. He's never seen Die Hard 2.
Wow.
So
Wow.
he's in for a treat. A real treat.
I like that
So
one. Anytime everyone complains about that movie not being as good as the first one, I strenuously disagree. I think it's just as good, if not better.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. You're like you're going on like the
so,
Eberts.
so you think the first one's not very good? No, I'm kidding.
I think that's a. I don't. I like part two, but I put it way below the first one and even the third one.
First one's just really
It's
Well,
perfect.
third
tight.
one's barely a Die Hard movie. It was a restructured script. I like it fine, but it's doesn't have
Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah,
much
yeah.
I
to it.
mean, they've always been that. It is a Die Hard movie because Die Hard's a restructured script, you know.
Sure, but the
So
first
True,
one
you
is
got me there. You got me
tight,
there.
tight as a drum. But also, it's like everybody ripped off Die Hard because we also just did Sudden Death, and it's like that's Die Hard ripoff, the hockey
yeah,
movie.
Hmm.
So it's like, yeah, they couldn't. That Simon Says thing.
the
You
ending
kind of
of the
you
third
have to do
one is
something
what
different.
sinks it. Yeah, the ending of the third one is what sinks it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
I'll say
but
this. I'll say this at least. Maybe it's not better than the first one, but Die Hard 2 is more of a Christmas movie because it's got snow.
Yeah, it's an interesting movie. It's cool. It has more action.
It's got a lot of action. It's great.
So
You know I'm a huge Rennie fan, so
Rennie Harlan, of course, is he's still making the movie Strangers Chapter 2.
yeah, glad he's getting paid at least.
good for him.
Yeah.
Have you ever watched that movie that he did, starring like Chuck Norris's son?
Oh, the Born American?
Yeah, something
The
like
really old?
that.
Yeah,
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 yeah. Like they couldn't afford Chuck Norris, so they got his son or something, or that I can't remember how that worked, but yeah, it's not a great movie, I wouldn't say. Not better than Die Hard.
No, not quite.
You watched the Phantom Chuck Norris movie, right? Cribs.
Yeah, yeah.
I just saw that. I saw that in New Beverly like rather recently. It was just like,
It's
so,
Hero on the Terror, right?
yeah, it's like a Fan of the Opera
Yeah, yeah.
movie
What?
with Chuck Norris.
It's a
So
Chuck Norris Fan of the Opera movie? When was that made?
the late '80s, early '90s. I can't
Early
believe there's a
90s.
film print. It's so fucking weird.
Very strange.
Was it good?
Hero and
No,
the Terror.
it's not good. It's funny because he did that one that's the Frankenstein movie. That's amazing.
He did a
Him versus
Frankenstein movie.
Frankenstein. The guy gets brought back to life. What
Oh,
the hell's
Silent Rage.
Silent Rage? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's fantastic. And then this one is like not as good.
Oh yeah, yeah, I love Silent Rage.
It's
Yeah,
like
I mean,
it's
there's
like the Terminator
yeah, it's great.
too.
yeah, yeah, that one and Invasion USA, I think those are the two Chuck Norris movies for
That's a
me.
Christmas movie, right? Invasion
Oh yeah,
USA.
It
yeah,
is.
it is.
We
There
might
you
have to do
go.
that. We might have to do that one. That one is just really unbelievable. It's
Yeah,
a Florida movie too.
he just keeps showing up, saving the day, but then at one point he decides to like sit down and watch a flying saucer movie. It's just like the way it's structured makes no sense.
But doesn't Invasion USA just completely fall apart in the second half, right? Like doesn't it just really run out of steam? I feel like I
Kind
feel
of,
like
but I I think it still has some pretty wild action in it, but it's near the end. But yeah, maybe it's hard to sustain
it
that because
starts so good with Richard Lynch shooting the guy in the dick, right?
yeah,
Billy
smashing the lady's
Drago
head,
throwing him
doing
out the
the
window.
doing the cocaine, and he smashes her head into the straw or whatever.
The rocket launcher in the suburban neighborhood.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I think at the end, it's like they're in like but like what are they like in an office building or something, or like cubicles? It's pretty boring.
It
But
really just kind of I can't remember. I just remember being like pumped to see that, and then like I don't even remember the second half. Like I kind of got lost in it. I don't know.
Are you guys gonna cover our Xmas, the Ferrara
I was
movie?
thinking about that one. That one's some of the rougher Ferrera movies might be good.
Mm-hmm.
All those stories
Tied
are
in with
good.
his book. Have you read his book yet?
Not yet, but people say it's great. But he doesn't
Yeah.
remember every movie.
I kind of want to listen to the audio, the audio book that he narrates. Seems like that's the way to go with that.
what's that bank robber? You might have already done it. That bank robber movie with the Santa Claus with
Silent Partner, we did that
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah.
absolutely.
I figured that you'd done it.
Yeah, we did. or I heard from like in the Abel Ferrara book, there's some really good stories about the funeral that are just like crazy. Like Vincent Gallo getting beat up or like cracking his skull like on set. Like that movie. That's another movie where like Chris Penn is like really out of control making it. So, but Abel Ferrara, his big payday was like Body Snatchers. That was like the one welcome to Hollywood kind of moment for him. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make a movie in
Hmm.
Hollywood. I'm gonna get paid. It's gonna be big budget. Like, but like he never had his Texas Chainsaw Massacre. He never had his like lucky, multi-million-dollar payday. But
Yeah.
It's true.
if he did, he would have spent it anyway. So I guess it's for
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
Do you know what
On
Kari?
what?
Do you know what Kari War movie they released a DVD double with the funeral? Do you know which one of hers that they released it with?
No.
The uh the Undertaker's funeral. No, the Undertaker's wedding. It's called.
Oh,
Her,
nice.
her and Adrian Brody.
Hmm. Pretty
This
good.
looks
Pretty good.
this looks cool. This is like a wacky Tarantino kind of movie.
Something like that. It's definitely the right era.
Gangsters taking a girl hostage, guys in suits with guns. Man, what a time. What such so many great films. The Undertaker's wedding tagline is to love, honor, and murder. And they're in a giant ultra wide coffin on the cover.
Yeah,
So,
it's good stuff.
all right, guys. Well, thanks for doing this. Plug away.
Yeah, I'm glad I saw this one. It was fun.
Oh, you'd never seen it before?
No, first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Okay. It,
Yeah.
it kind of struck me as a Cribs type of film. So
Yeah, it fell between the cracks, but especially since we've been talking about the Missouri Breaks and movies like that, I think it really fits in with that.
yeah,
Definitely
I
my
just
speed.
sent it. I just sent it to James Hancock too, um, just to see because I imagine he might like it too. So he'd never seen it. I don't think he'd ever even heard of it. So,
Mhm.
um, but yeah. So I'm David Lambert Art on Twitter and Blue Sky. I talk about westerns, old West history, and I talk about all the eras. So from the silence to the kid blues. uh, um, so yeah, if you like that type of thing, give me a follow, I guess.
And we're at the Pink Smoke on Twitter. Come to us if you want to see a lot of retweeted David Lambert tweets.
Yeah.
We're big
Yeah,
fans.
just follow them. You'll probably see most of my stuff. So
When I always pitch movies to Lambert, and it's always just like, um, I feel like I haven't seen like a lot of like of the there's a lot of popular westerns I haven't seen. Like I still haven't seen every John Ford western, but I've seen movies like this because I would just see westerns at New Beverly. So it's like, hey, you want to do an episode on Kid Blue or The Westerner? Those kinds of movies. Those like those ones that aren't that well known. But he always turns me down when I want to do like the shittiest westerns, like Quick and the Dead. That's the one that he was like, no, no.
no, I'll do the Quick and the Dead. I don't. I'll do that.
Is that an accurate depiction of the Wild West?
Um, to the T, like
From 1 to
really.
10.
It's way up there, way up there.
Sharon Stone, one of our great Western actresses.
Yeah, I'd be down to cover that. I enjoy that movie. I'm not in love with it, but it's fun. It's fun to see him in that genre. So
What about Bad Girls? Would you cover Bad Girls?
Yeah,
I
dude.
cover it. I don't like it very much. Well, you know what? I don't. I actually have not rewatched it. I rented it when I was younger because I wanted to see Drew Barrymore's boobs. I think I've mentioned this on the Pink Smoke.
Yeah.
So, but I think I might have just fast forwarded to the boobs and then the action scenes. So maybe I've never really gave it a great assessment. Bad
What about
Girls.
Posse? You know, Mario Van
Um,
Peebles,
yeah,
Stephen
not
Baldwin, Tiny Zeus Lister. I mean, this movie, Billy
yeah,
Zane,
not a favorite of mine, but
incoherent. Speaking of incoherent westerns,
yeah. And then also, I'm not a big fan of the other Posse, the Kirk Douglas, um, Bruce Dern one.
hmm.
I don't think that's a very like that's a very trying to be that's like Kirk Douglas trying to make a hip Kid Blue type Western. And he directed it.
Oh hell yeah, dude! I gotta see
Really?
Yeah.
this.
So have you seen that, Cribs?
No, not at all.
You haven't seen Posse or Bruce Dern is like, and you know, like, well, it's not good, but we could might be a good episode.
This is a Wyatt Earp movie.
No,
Oh,
it's uh, it's
It's a
like
Howard Nightingale movie. Oh,
Kirk
Bob
Douglas
Hopkins
is
is in
like
it?
a
this
he's
is
like
like Billy
a
Jack. I mean, Bruce Dern looks exactly like Billy Jack.
yeah, he's not wearing accurate clothing for the
This is
old
a
West.
West.
Yes, it's an 1800s Western, and Bruce
He's
Dern is
wearing a
wearing a
denim Dan blue Canadian tuxedo,
yeah, he's very
and
yeah,
he
very
has the
much wearing
Billy
a
Jack hat.
yeah. So, and it's got like Bo Hopkins. I haven't watched it in a long time. I might like it this time around, but it's it might be fun to cover. It has an excellent poster. The poster is
Holy
really cool.
shit. I am so ignorant of Kirk Douglas's directing efforts. He also did a swashbuckler, 70s swashbuckler called Scalawag
Yeah, and that has
with
like a monkey getting killed
with
or something in it.
with
You
Danny
got a really good.
DeVito as a character called Flyspeck.
Yeah, yeah, I've seen
Wow.
that for some reason too, and I think a monkey gets killed in it or something.
What's
Anyway,
it called?
Is he killed by Neville Brand? I would believe
It's
that.
also called Peg Leg, Musket, and Saber.
yeah,
Wow.
I think they kept re-releasing it because it was such a bomb or so. I don't know, but
I
um,
gotta see both of these right away, obviously.
yeah, Posse. I might have to rewatch it. You know, somebody.
Whoa, George Eastman's in it of
Um,
Anthropophagus fame.
uh,
Wait. Oh,
and
Mel Blanc does the voice of a parrot in the movie.
Oh,
Interesting.
Christ. I
I'm
hate
spoiling this
like
whole thing for myself.
when I was a kid, like I hated to watch like a 70s children's movie. Like because they're so depressing and there's something like so bleak and shitty about them.
yeah, I agree.
Like I liked because in the 80s we had like Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You're like, well, this is way better than um or like Pippi Longstocking. Like the
Puppy.
70s one is just like cheap and shitty, or like Peach Dragon or the world's fastest runner with Kurt Russell. Like those Disney PG G-rated movies are just so brutal.
And everyone has hair like Kid Blue. It's really obnoxious. Yeah, when I was a kid, I preferred like black and white to like that era of like 70s kids entertainment, just so ugly. Or television reruns of TV shows like from the 70s. I couldn't watch them. They were so depressing, so brown. I mean, it's funny because I love Westerns. So,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
it's just,
yeah.
they just look so gross.
I remember Bad News Bears was tough when I was a kid. I couldn't believe it.
Hmm. Yeah.
These little these little freaks. You know, I had Home Alone. I had like ultra produced, ultra refined, pure
You had the
blood
remake of Miracle on
blood sugar
34th
candy.
Street,
Yeah. So whatever.
remake
All
of
right.
Mighty Joe Young.
Now I can appreciate a 70s movies like Kid Blue. I like the shagginess, shaggy westerns.
There you go. Shaggy Westerns. That's a good name for the subgenre. I like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's pretty good.
I think you nailed it.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming on.
All right.
Yeah, it was fun.
Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Thank you.
Adios.
Later.